On the large continent of Africa lies the country of Nigeria, which is home to the Igbo tribe. The Igbo had a distinct and complex culture, but when the British began colonizing Nigeria in the mid-1800s, things began to change. Here are a few examples of how European society and culture affected the Igbo. Religion. The Igbo believed in many gods who controlled what happened on Earth. When the Europeans came, they brought missionaries who taught the Igbo about Christianity. As a result, many Igbo people are now Christian. Food. The Igbo people relied heavily on yams, which they used to make fufu, because they were able to grow in harsh conditions of Nigeria. Other common foods include the kola nut, which is used to welcome a guest, and palm wine, which is sap taken from a palm tree and fermented. The Europeans, on the other hand, had food more like what we are accustomed to now: marriage and family. The Igbo men were allowed, even encouraged, to marry several wives. It was a sign of status to have many wives. The Europeans, like us, were only allowed to marry one wife. Because of European influence, the Igbo are now only allowed to marry one wife. Houses and buildings. The Igbo built their houses and buildings from materials commonly found in Africa, like wood and grasses. The Europeans built houses from bricks and metal, which made them much sturdier than the Igbo buildings. Transportation. The Igbo people usually walked everywhere they needed to go. This was not generally a problem for them, since they were accustomed to it and things were relatively close. The Europeans had come much farther in transportation technology, and they had already built automobiles and bicycles. Since the African terrain is much more uneven than the European land, the Europeans couldn't bring automobiles to Africa. Instead, they brought bicycles. This greatly intrigued the Igbo because they had never seen anything like it before. Clothing. Of course, since the Igbo live in Africa and the Europeans live in Europe, the weather is very different, so the clothing is very different too. Men's traditional Igbo clothing before colonization. Igbo men were farmers, as evidenced by the hoe, so they needed something they could work in. Their outfit consisted of a skirt-like garment and a hat. They did not usually wear a shirt, but that is just for modesty. European men's clothing in 1890. European men wore different things depending on where they were going, but this is an example of a casual outfit. Their outfit consisted of a button-down shirt, tie, jacket, dress pants, and riding boots. They also usually had a mustache and sometimes a beard as well. Men's modern Igbo clothing after colonization. The Igbo were influenced by the European style of clothing, so their outfits covered more of their bodies. This outfit consisted of a pair of baggy pants, a long loose shirt, and a hat. Women's traditional Igbo clothing before colonization. For the sake of modesty, a picture of this outfit will not be shown. The women did not wear very much clothes at all, only a cloth around their waists. European women's clothing in 1890. European women also wore different things depending on where they were going, but this is an example of a casual morning outfit. This outfit consisted of a long dress with elbow-length sleeves, white stockings, and black shoes. Women's modern Igbo clothing after colonization. The Igbo women were also influenced by the Europeans, and they too started covering more of their bodies. This outfit consisted of one long piece of cloth wrapped around the body and tied together. A woman would not wear the black shirt underneath, but that is just for modesty. Thank you for watching, and for any questions or comments, you can contact me, Celta, at w1559370 at apps.lostria.com.